Hello and welcome to the Will Leitch Show. I'm the aforementioned Will Leitch, and I thank you for spending part of your day with me. Today, we're going to talk about soccer in America. Americans love soccer. It's not weird to say this now, right? For years, we've always wondered when soccer would take hold in America, the way it has in the rest of the world. But while we were all wondering, it actually happened. More people watched the last Women's World Cup than the World Series, the Final Four, or the NBA Finals. The MLS just signed a nearly $1 billion television deal and has probably added another team since I finished this sentence. More kids are playing youth soccer in America than baseball, and twice as much as football. Soccer is here. The moment has come. Except for that one little problem of this summer. In 2 months, the World Cup is going to begin, and the United States will not be there. Iceland will be there. Iran will be there. Freaking Tunisia will be there, and they have fewer people than North Carolina. And we won't. The World Cup's times this summer were made for day drinking, and we don't get to play. We don't have to go into the details of how the U.S. team failed to qualify for the World Cup. Frankly, I am still not ready to talk about it, though I never want to see Bruce Arena's dumb face again. But it's worth noting that what their failure cost us. It cost us the one unifying thing we have left in this country. A few years ago, I coined a phrase to describe the growing popularity of the U.S. men's national team among young people across this country: hipster patriotism. You saw millions of people, best exemplified by the American Outlaws fan group, embracing tribalism and jingoism in safe, almost ironic ways through their soccer team. If you saw a person dressed up as George Washington walking down the street screaming, "USA, USA," you would think they were an insane person. But in soccer, you had bearded micro-brew Portland dudes doing it. It was a way to show your love for America in a way that didn't feel nationalistic and terrifying. It felt like, for once, we were the good guys. Much of this has to do with the U.S.'s place in the soccer world. We are not great. We're not bad. We're just not dominant. And of course, this makes us the most American thing of all: underdogs. Americans always see themselves as underdogs, even though we are the empire. We're the Yankees, we're the bad guys, we're the colonizers. But in soccer, we actually are the underdogs. In soccer, we are at last the thing that we pretend to be. Thus, rooting in America in soccer becomes harmless, even inspiring. At last, something on this planet we have not taken over and suffocated. Rooting for the men's national team was like investing in a growth stock. But the faceplant before the World Cup ruined all of that, and we lost in a very American way. We thought we were better than we were. We got cocky, and next thing you know, freaking Trinidad and Tobago, a country that is just a boxer and a sled, knocked us out of the World Cup. That's typical America. Our exceptionalism messes up even our chance to be an underdog. But it does feel right, doesn't it? Who wants to represent the U.S. on the world stage right now anyway? I guarantee you that the World Cup does not, in fact, miss us. Like with everything else, maybe it's just for the best that the U.S. just sits a few plays out while we get our shit together and get our heads straight. I'll find other teams to scream for while day drinking. Viking up, Iceland! Yo soy Español, Spain! Vamos Nippon, Japan! If I can't be a hipster patriot here, I'll be a hipster patriot somewhere. Our guest today is a comedian and actor, famous for playing Frank on 30 Rock, and has a new Webby-nominated Netflix special called America is the Greatest Country in the United States. Please welcome Judah Friedlander.
Hey, how are you?
Sir.
Good to see you.
Very much a pleasure, sir, by all means.
Thanks, man.
It is an honor.
It's a sports show, so I brought my ping pong paddle.
Okay. Now, I always heard that it was supposed to be called table tennis.
You can call it whatever you want.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I will call it table tennis.
I brought my soccer ball.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't work for this company or anything,
Okay.
but I was just doing some shows in Europe, and I bought this, and basically you just piece it together.
It doesn't look
No,
like a soccer ball.
you piece it together, and it just turns into a soccer ball.
Oh, okay. Well, would you like
you
to
can take it anywhere?
Okay. Would you like to do that while
I'm very slow at piecing it together.
Yeah, I understand. We only have a certain amount of time.
But it's really a cool invention, and it works really well. You can make it into
a legit ball. Like you can play.
Yeah, and you can make it into like an American football too.
Oh, okay. Well,
so it's bringing the world together.
Of course. Well, that's
European football.
And
American football and American football.
obscenity that we call football.
Yeah, hey, it's all good. They're all
so
great
I want wanted to ask you, the theme of this show is kind of soccer and the United States. I'm curious, where were you? Were you watching the night of the Trinidad and Tobago game?
I was working.
Because we all thought they were in, right? We all thought they were in. They'd won that first one on that leg, and it looked like they were goofing around.
For the past 6 months to a year.
Yeah, it's been ugly.
I was like, ooh.
It was hard to imagine they were actually going to do it.
These guys may not make it.
Yeah.
And then with that last game, I think there was like one worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And then that
everything landed.
So at that last game, you didn't really think it was going to happen, because they had to do really badly, and other people had to do, get their certain
And it
things.
all landed.
Yeah.
As the night went along, it was a cascading.
So I had been worrying about it.
It was the election night of sports.
Yeah, I was concerned about it for a long time, but I didn't think that time it was going to happen. But it doesn't surprise me. And the team was unfortunately just not. The fact that they didn't qualify is deserved. I hate
it was
to
not a
say
great
it,
team.
And the team hadn't been good for a few years, or it certainly had, even for the past several years, some major problems, even though they were doing okay and doing well at some point.
This is
and they weren't all bad, but with Klinsmann,
Did you like Klinsmann? Were you pro Klinsmann?
Yes and no, but towards the end I wasn't. I mean, I think it was.
Yeah,
it was time.
They'd stopped paying attention
things
to
aren't working out. Right. I think he did some things very well and some things not well. I think for the first time in a long time, I think like during the World Cup, I think all of the defense was pretty solid, and that really had it happen. Yeah. Where we had like, okay, we have a defense we can really rely on. I think getting rid of Donovan was a mistake.
I feel like they were just counting on Pulisic to score for them or just create something and didn't really do anything.
Well, certainly the media does that kind of a thing, and they've always done that. They've done that with Freddie Adu.
That's what I kind of mean, and that's kind of what I want to talk about a little bit, the idea, because the World Cup is coming, right? The World Cup is here. It's almost here.
And it's going to be on turf.
Yeah, it's going to be on turf.
Which is an absolute disgrace.
But it's perfect like day drinking time for America. Like it's like 10, 1, and like
I think that's one. I think alcohol is one of the reasons soccer's become a popular.
I think there's no question. There's no question, particularly here.
Especially when the games are shown during the day.
Yeah, of course.
Now people can take that. I'm gonna just go here and take off 3 hours, and then they're just it's a big social drinking event.
Of course, and to me, one of the things I always like about U.S. soccer, and because I'm relatively I've been watching soccer for about 10 years, which is not that long.
Yeah.
And so I'm relatively new on it. And one of the things that's fun about me was I always called it hipster patriotism, in the way that I live in New York City. I live in New York City and Athens.
It's the way soccer's marketed.
Yeah.
It's marketed in a bit of a hipster kind of a way.
If you saw someone wearing like a George Washington costume going down the street, you think, there's an insane person or like a weird Trump guy
or some kind of.
But it's like cool when you do it for soccer.
Some kind of Revolutionary War reenactment.
Yeah, exactly. But for soccer and with American Outlaws and all that, it really, I feel like there was a momentum that was clearly building up. And I'm curious, as someone that's been in soccer a lot longer than me and knows the game better, I'm curious, do you think that the cart got ahead of the horse a little bit in that? Because it really felt like the Outlaws were they were renting planes going all the way out to, they had whole fans coming out.
I think that's great.
I feel like it's gone radio silent since that loss.
Yeah, I haven't been following them enough to know if it has, but it's definitely been weird to see soccer get from especially international soccer in the World Cup get mainstreamed. Where kind of everyone's talking about it, and you see it in the newspapers.
Do you not like that?
No, that's great.
It's
great.
Good,
I'm just saying, I'm still not used to it, and I still can't believe it.
And that's what I mean. I feel like the Outlaws were almost almost became like a cause for people. Like it wasn't just like I like soccer and I enjoy the game of soccer. It's like getting the game of soccer big in America is like a driving pursuit. Well, and I wondered if that was necessarily good or bad.
It's probably a bit of both, I would guess. I don't know enough about it, but it's soccer's always been for kids, 12 and under. Right. I think it's been the biggest sport in this country for kids to play for 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, of course.
And
it just grows more every year.
Yeah, and we're still not nearly as good as we should be. And from the little bit I know about how leagues are run today, it seems like if you want to play really competitive soccer as a kid, there's a lot more fees and money involved. And
it's like baseball. Baseball's become like that now.
Yeah, and that's not good. Yeah. And I think in general, sports and just society has become too organized.
Yeah.
In a sense where it's like when I was a kid, I didn't arrange anything. I just ran outside
You
of the
just
street.
made a ball. And
Yeah, you just run out in the street and see if anyone's around
Right,
and they're
right.
playing. And you just do pickup games. And now it seems like everyone has, even when they're little kids and not doing sports, they have play dates.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, of
parents
course.
arrange
I
ahead of
plead
time.
guilty.
But it's like, no, when I was a kid, you just go out to the street and see what's going on, and you just make something happen.
And now it does feel like, while I agree that everyone's playing soccer all the time, but it does feel like an activity. I feel it's got to feel the kids like school sometimes. I have a friend whose theory
Seems
that
like it,
I have a
yeah.
friend whose theory that soccer's gotten really big with kids in this country because, like a lot of things, like because people don't want their kids to like strike out, they don't want them to like get tackled, they don't want to miss a free throw.
Right.
You can send like your 7-year-old out in a soccer pitch, have him run around for like an hour, and no one will even know whether he did well or whether he did not do well. And I guess the problem is then translating that into the next level of it.
Yeah. Well, another thing parents, I think, and Americans are taught about soccer is they're kind of taught like, okay, American football, that's really violent, a lot of injuries. Soccer is a very violent game too, and a lot of people don't quite
Yeah, it's
know
like
that.
really like
and
concussions
it
are like
really,
a thing in soccer.
Yeah, and like theoretically, it really, like if the game was officiated the way it should be in the rule book, it wouldn't be as violent as it is. But if you play it,
Would it be as entertaining?
You're gonna be hurting. Well, I don't know. I think it would be
Were
more
you good?
entertaining.
I'm curious. What position did you play?
I played center mid or forward, usually.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually played every position. I've played outside back. I've played wing. I've played goalkeeper. I've played everything. But those were my main positions.
And the Red Bulls are your team, right?
I don't have a team
don't have a
in
team.
particular, but I support. I mean, I'm like, I know people be like, oh, you can't do that, but I live in New York. I support both New York teams.
Okay,
and I think both teams, like hating each other and having a rivalry, is good for soccer.
They do like those. They actually get kind of mean. too.
Yeah. But I think that like when NYCFC was coming up, I'm like, this is great. These teams should hate each other, and this is going to be good for the sport.
Yeah, because it felt like an Insta rivalry.
Yeah,
and it made me suspicious of it. I was like, okay, this isn't like a real thing.
No.
But then you see the crowds, and they're like kind of nasty.
They get into it,
Yeah.
and.
So are you going to watch the World Cup with the
Definitely,
same?
I'm-
Is it losing any interest at all for you because the U.S. isn't?
I've lost zero interest.
Oh, so
in
you're
it.
just as in.
Yeah.
Have you picked the team?
Well, my mom's Croatian American,
Okay,
so I'll be rooting for Croatia. I like to support England, even though they're always,
And then, it's fun to no matter what they'll do.
There's going to be massive disappointment.
It'll be so dramatic,
at
and
some point.
it's just fun to watch the tabloids. Really,
Yeah,
That's like kind of the fun part of them.
they almost always actually win a game, but one goal was taken away that shouldn't have been taken
course.
away. Other team got a penalty kick that shouldn't have been a penalty kick, and they always lose in just the most heartbreaking kind of fashion.
And
I like to
I'm
root for
afraid
them.
England's going to win too, because if they win, they'll all turn into Red Sox fans and just become assholes. I feel like that's the thing, right?
I don't know.
That's what I think.
I don't know, but
That's
they.
what I think
I mean, it's been a long time for them. They're
know.
certainly not a favorite, but I think it's wide open. I'd love to see Argentina win and have Messi get a trophy.
Kind of the culmination.
But I don't know. They just scrimmaged Spain and lost 6-1.
Yeah, I know they got drilled. So
It's
it's a friendly. They're all being friendly.
Who knows?
All right. So okay. Well, I have a few. We do a section here called frivolous questions of dubious import. So you make the answers as short, as long as you like, but riff and do what you like. And if you want to put together the soccer ball while we're doing it,
I'm really slow.
yeah,
at
I understand.
It.
It looks very hard. Okay, what is your personal favorite moment in U.S. men's national team or U.S. women's national team history?
I don't think I have a favorite moment, but
Your most
I
vivid
remember when USA played Portugal in 2002. The game was in Korea. So I think it was being broadcast around 6 a.m. here.
Yeah.
So I went to a place on 3rd Ave and 11th Street here in the city to watch it. It's not open anymore. To watch it live. Portugal, they were talking about as being the favorite to win the World Cup. Well, at halftime, I think we were up 3-1, and it was shocking. And my brother was stationed in Korea at the time and was at the game.
Oh, wow.
So I call him at halftime, and I'm like, I come out, I get, I've been in this dark room at like 6 in the morning, and then I come out at 6:45. I call my brother. I'm like, I can't believe this. John O'Brien is playing out of his mind. The whole team. That was a great team. That's the best World Cup team we've had. They got to the quarters.
Yeah.
They lost to Germany. And they actually should have beat Germany that game because Berhalter had a goal that got taken away.
It feels like with all the momentum, the best team was 16 years ago. It's kind of
Yeah.
I live in Athens, Georgia, and
Yes.
Atlanta United is a huge deal. They
They
are very
are.
excited. What do you think of the Atlanta United? I know some people in the MLS think they had like the highest number of fans in the world at a game a couple of weeks ago. Are you into the Atlanta United experience? Like, people didn't think that Atlanta was going to be like a professional city.
I met their, I did some commercial promos for SeatGeek about a year and a half ago, and I met their newest player, and who was I'm blanking on his name right now.
Well, was it Almiron? I mean, Almiron.
Argentinian kid.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's Argentinian. I think it's just amazing, that people don't think of Atlanta as selling out.
77,000 people in the
and
game is wild.
I think it's fantastic. It's great.
Okay, so this goes back to the ping pong. I really want to ask this question because when I was a kid, there was a guy that came in and taught us. I was like 7, 8, 9 years old, and he came in and said, "Okay, I'm going to teach you guys how to play table tennis, but the one thing that you are not allowed to do is to call it ping pong." Is that a thing? Are there like ping pong table tennis?
I mean, I
loyalists?
think it is, but it's it's different in every country, and I don't call it table tennis because it makes it sound like it's a subsidiary of tennis.
Right. So, yeah, that makes sense.
But it's a completely different sport.
It's its own thing.
The technique and the strokes are all different. The rules are different. You're not allowed to do a volley in ping pong.
Right.
When you serve it, you hit it on your side first. You don't throw it up and
That makes
smash it on
sense.
the other
So
person's side.
maybe he
it's
wanted,
a different sport.
Yeah, maybe he
But
wanted it to be like a.
But some countries, and I think even in China, I'm not sure, but I don't think it's their official word for it, but they do say ping pong there too, and that's their national sport, and they're the best at
I
it.
don't want to stand in the way of the way they like to say it. The hats. Do you have a storage place for all the hats? Do you have a place where you keep all the hats that you made? Are they safe? I'm not going to steal them. I'm just curious if
they're
there's
in
like
a
a safe
storage
place.
room in Jersey.
Jersey, okay.
Yeah.
I always worry about that because I know you've made so many of them.
Part of my Red Bulls connection.
And I'm a pack rat. I would like it really upset me to make
too.
one and not
I
and
am
to lose
too.
it. So they
I
are
have almost all my stuff in storage in Jersey.
okay. So they're safely ensconced.
Yeah.
Okay, so only one 30-rock question. I'm only give you one 30-rock
That's
question.
fine. I hope I can answer it.
You were on the show obviously from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And so back when like Donald Glover was like a 23-year-old writer coming in there.
I think he was right out of college.
I hope you were really nice to him because I'm pretty sure he could like have us all.
Oh yeah, he's
yeah.
a really nice guy.
It,
yeah.
what,
I'd be
to
nice
watch
him
his kind of
anyways.
career, like to become like.
I remember telling him.
Did you think that? Did you think
Yeah,
that then?
I remember telling him. I'm like, dude, you're gonna be like the next Spielberg or something.
Right.
I mean, I didn't even know that he was doing. I don't even know if he had done music at that point. And if he did, I certainly didn't even know about it. But I remember he would ask me questions about stand-up comedy because he did stand-up for a little while too. But he started as a sketch actor, a comedy sketch actor. But yeah, no, he was always super nice guy. Yeah, and I always was like, this is one of those guys that's just gonna,
Just take off. And
yeah.
you were right. Okay, last one. I know you know some. You were in The Wrestler. You know some
Yes.
professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I have a million questions I want to ask you about Aronofsky, but we don't have time for that.
Yeah.
But do you think professional wrestling is better or worse than it was 10 years ago and then 25 years
I
ago?
think it's on the upswing.
You
right
think so?
now.
You think it's better?
Yeah. And there's some different leagues. The New Japan Pro Wrestling is I've been getting into that. It's been really good recently.
Okay.
And
But
and
the WWE
I think
itself-
WWE is coming around.
Okay.
Yeah. But having competition from other promotions makes them better.
Yeah.
When WWE just owns
And like
everything.
when ECW came in, and right.
When you get ECW, WCW, and WWF, it was unbelievable.
Okay, last question, though the subsidiary, a sub question. What do you seriously think would happen if Donald Trump and Joe Biden got in a fight?
That's hard to say.
I'm a reporter. I ask the tough questions.
You do, and this is the hardest one
I know.
of the night.
This is why you go. That's why you go to journalism school.
I don't know, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of good technique.
Yeah, it just seems sloppy.
Yeah, I'll say that. It's going to be a sloppy one, and I think it's going to get ugly. Yeah.
I guess some question that because I remember Trump saying like he could take him if he had to. I'm
Yeah.
curious, how many stairs do you think Donald Trump can walk up without having to stop?
Yeah, that's a good point. Probably 6.
Six, he's right.
Yeah,
Six
say about
like small
6.
stairs, like
Yeah.
6 like ladder,
Because even
not a
when he
step
walks
stairs.
downstairs, he goes very
It's
careful.
wobbly, yeah.
It's very careful.
He's
yeah.
perfect physical condition.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna play a game. We're gonna
Yeah.
play a game, and we have
Okay.
a friend here. This is
Okay.
I think he's supposed to be here. Otherwise,
Okay.
I'm absolutely terrified. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play a game called How Would You Beat Up These Nice People Who nevertheless could probably use a face punching. So based on your book, How to Fight Anybody.
How to beat up anybody.
How to beat up anybody. Sorry, put it wrong.
Yeah,
How to beat
it's
up
a real
anybody.
book,
An
yeah.
instructional and inspirational karate book by the world champion Judah Friedlander.
Yeah.
Tell me how you would beat up the following people, and feel free to stand and show us the actual technique if you feel so inclined. First up, Alec Baldwin. How would you take him?
Well, Alec's a great guy. I like Alec a lot.
Of course, nice guy. Just gotta
First
take
thing
him
you
down.
have to do is, you just got to mess up the hair a little bit.
Mess up the hair?
You
Right,
know,
makes
he's
sense.
got, you have great hair also.
Well, thank you.
You know, you mess up the hair a little bit, and then, first of all, he's distracted.
Okay.
And then a loss of confidence. And then, you just go right
Just
to
a
the
whack to the
abdomen
side?
on the side.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. That's
Yeah.
easy enough. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. All right. So Baldwin, be prepared for
Yeah.
that. Okay, second is Dikembe Mutombo, famous.
Yeah.
I think he's 9 feet tall. Dikembe Mutombo. How would you take out Dikembe?
You know, he seems like such a friendly guy.
Yeah, very friendly.
You know, I would never fight him. First of all, I'm a lover, not a fighter. But when you have to, you have
Right,
to.
like if there's
Well,
a virus
very,
or something.
he's very tall. You know,
Yes,
he's
exactly,
a
right.
7-footer. So, unfortunately, tall people are the easiest
Right.
to
There's a
beat
weak
up.
spot, right.
So you really just go for the outside of the kneecap right there.
and it just
And that's
kind of
over.
crumbles.
It's over.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Next
Yeah.
up, we have the Sklar brothers,
Have
former
you,
Will Leitch Show guests.
Have you ever
the Sklar
seen?
brothers.
I'm going to be seeing these guys in a couple weeks at the Moon Tower Festival in Austin, Texas. We're doing some shows together.
Okay, so how will you
Again,
beat them up when you're there?
really nice guys
Very nice
here,
guys. St.
but
Louisans.
very tough to fight because you're fighting 2 people.
Right, right.
So that's 4 arms,
that's
4
true.
legs, and 2 brains.
That's true. I mean,
Okay?
roughly.
Fortunately, they're twins. They look alike.
Yeah, that's true.
So don't get confused with trying to think of, oh, who's Jason, who's Randy. You just got to
go.
You just got to take them down.
Okay, just take him down. Okay.
So literally, you have to do I can't do it here because it's too dangerous. to do
Okay,
this
of
with
course.
indoors.
Lots of
But
equipment,
basically,
expensive equipment
You
here.
jump up, and with 2 legs, you kick them both in the nuts.
Oh,
at the
okay.
same
That
time.
seems good. I'm glad.
But not just a kick in the nuts.
Right. Oh, okay.
You're actually smashing the nuts up
Upward.
the scrotum into the torso of the body. And then they go all the way up through the body,
through the head.
and then they choke
Oh,
right there.
that's a way to do it.
Yeah.
That's a tough way to go.
Yep.
All right.
Disgusting, but effective.
Yes. Okay. 2 more. Former French soccer star, I think now coach Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah, Zidane is, he actually just said that one of his goals was better than Cristiano Ronaldo's that he just scored.
Oh yeah, well that
And
was,
his goal was super cool,
But, yeah.
I think Ronaldo's was a little bit harder.
Ronaldo's is pretty amazing.
So Zidane's great. Now, he's a really cool looking dude, and here's the thing with society today: everyone's got some narcissism. He just said that his goal was better than Cristiano Ronaldo's
Right.
goal.
So
you play into the narcissism,
Okay.
and you actually you do a selfie with him. You do a little selfie with him there, and then he gets distracted.
Oh, and then you take him.
Yeah, then you can just go to town wherever you want.
Okay, fair enough. Zidane.
Really, from any angle.
Okay, that seems fair. Okay, the last one. I don't know why this is even on here, but me, your host, Will Leitch, how would you take me out? You could just do this to me. I don't know why you have to have our poor friends here.
First of all, if you look at your eyes here, you look like you've already lost the fight. I mean, there's really not a lot of confidence
For the
here.
record, that's kind of my look.
Yeah. But here, even less confidence
Even less confident, right.
than here.
Okay.
So, I don't. First of all, your chin is up too high.
The chin's up too high?
So you could go right for the neck.
Okay, fair enough.
You got to
fair
keep
enough.
the chin down.
You gotta have the old Steve Yeager
And you're
toe protector.
the way you're facing is it's too front on.
Too front on.
As
So I
a
need
fighter, you always have to, it's
Okay.
all about angles.
Okay.
So I would fake, you're a really good looking guy, so you probably care a lot about your face. You're in the TV business.
Of course. I mean,
I would
obviously.
fake right for the head.
Okay.
and then just come in right
Okay, right
here.
there. Oh,
break
okay.
your hip.
Break the hip.
Break your
All
hip.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, you can actually just go ahead. We don't even know
no,
this guy. You
it's
can knock
too-
him out if you want to.
It's too dangerous.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Thank
yeah.
you. Back to the trunk, Gimp.
What I like is that you wore the ski mask, even though you were wearing people's faces
Yeah, of course.
over your face.
Just to make sure that he's announced.
So
He's on the run from the law.
So I think you're always wearing
yeah.
the ski mask. It's part of the thing.
Okay, so the last thing we have, we play a
You know,
thing.
that was. I just want to say it's.
Yes.
You know, this is a fun interview.
Yes,
This is
well,
great, but it was nice to do something that was educational.
Yes, exactly.
You know, and
Now
give,
I know.
And give back to the kids.
Now I know how
Yeah.
how when I go, I know
Yeah.
how it'll happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so last thing we have.
Yes.
We do a thing. It's basically Outburst, from the old game Outburst, or Family Feud played quickly. We put
Okay. Yeah.
30
I don't know
seconds.
Outburst, but I know
Yeah.
Family Feud.
Yeah. Basically, I'll give you a category, and you'll have 30 seconds to say as many things in that
So
category.
it's like a one-word answer generally.
Yes. Like if
for
I
all
said
these things.
if I said disciples, or if I said States
ready.
of the Union. Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. So the game is called How Fast Can You Say These Things? Say things on this show that we're with Will right now.
Okay.
Give me the 10 actors who appeared on the most episodes of 30 Rock. The 10 actors who appeared on the most episodes of 30 Rock.
Tina Fey.
Oh, wait. Start the clock. Ready? Start the clock. Ready and go.
Tina Fey,
Yes.
Alec Baldwin,
Yes.
Tracy Morgan,
Yes.
Judah Friedlander, Scott
Yes.
Hatzett, Jack McBrayer,
Yes. Yes.
Jane Krakowski,
Yes.
John Lutz.
No.
I think you're wrong on that one.
Go by IMDb.
That's going to be Keith Powell.
Yes.
It's going to be James Marsden.
No.
Okay.
And 5, 4. You can keep going. You can keep naming.
Oh,
There's no points for
Will
wrong answers.
Arnett.
No, and time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got Scott Adson, Alec Baldwin, Tina Fey, Judah Friedlander. I'm glad you got it. I had Tara Lipinski on, and she didn't know herself as a gold medal winner, which I enjoyed. The two you missed were Katrina Bowden
Oh, yeah, Katrina Bowden.
and Kevin Brown.
Yeah.
According
Kevin
to
Brown.
IMDb, Kevin Brown was on more than Lutz. I was surprised by that as well.
That
as a
could
fan of
be
the
true.
show, I
That
was
could be
surprised.
true.
But
Yeah.
all right, sir.
That
Thank
was
you
a
very
good
much.
quiz.
That was fun. It's good.
You know, I'm not sometimes the strongest in academics.
No, I thought you did great. That you got 8. That's a B. That's very good. It's a B minus, but thank you so much for coming
Yes,
on. Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
And you're Webby nominated. Tell people where they can go vote.
Yeah, they can vote. The category is comedy,
Mm-hmm.
long form or series, and so mine got nominated for that. And it's
So
on
do you
my
go to the
website.
Webby site?
There's so many categories.
Yeah,
there.
okay, right.
So
So it's better
there's
just
a
go to
link on
yours.
my website or my Twitter or Instagram. I'm Judah World Champ on social media. Website's just my name. And then I'm going on tour. I'm doing just a 3-week tour, different cities every night for the next 3 weeks. And then I'll be releasing more tour dates after that. But yeah, next week in Athens and Atlanta, Georgia. And then I'm doing a show in LA on the 14th. I'm going to Austin, Texas, San Francisco, Lincoln City, Oregon, and
These
other
places are probably very near all of you.
Yeah.
Sir, thank you very
And
much
New
for your
York.
time.
I'm here in New York every
Thank
day.
you very much for
Thank
your
you.
time. Judah Friedlander, we'll be back next
Thanks.
week with more filmed entertainment. Goodbye.